Is this the best iteration of an El Clasico that we've seen in recent years, Troy?
Yeah, I think so. I think even through a lot of the Messi, Ronaldo times, we thought Real Madrid were so far behind. That Barcelona team was so good. I think now it's at a point where it feels like with the two managers are very tactically astute, so they know what they're doing. And both teams know who they are and what they want to do. So I think it's going to be a really good game, really interesting game. I still tip the scale slightly in Real Madrid's favour. When you look through this team, it's just full of stars all around. And I think if Barcelona play the same way they did in the Champions League with that high line, just looking at the two names at the top of the list there, you're in trouble. You're in trouble if you play like that. And obviously, Jude Bellingham likes to make runs from deep, and Valverde has high energy as well. So I think you can see a slight tweak in the approach, but it's going to be a really interesting game.
Scary.
Yeah.
Scary looking at the names in that starting 11 right there. All right, let's see how these two teams stack up against each other. And we're going to do it by position, okay? So starting with the goalkeeper situation. Now, we've got two backups that will be playing in this El Clasico on Saturday. Alexis, who would you give the edge to for goalkeeper?
This is tough. It's two backups. You know, it's not easy. I think for me, I'm going to go Lunin. I think it's very simply go straight to Lunin. I think he had an incredible run last year where there were at times where, as Thibaut Courtois is coming back, we're wondering, do you even need Thibaut Courtois? Should you stick with Lunin, especially in Champions League? For me, the amount of goals allowed probably stands against what I'm saying, but I'm going to go with Lunin simply because we've seen him have an incredible run last year and take control of this back line.
Yeah, he was sensational last year when Courtois was out. Charlie, are you okay?
Charlie, are you triggered for a 15th time today? Or?
No, we got there. I think it's clear as day.
You got to let me build to the crescendo.
Yeah, okay.
That's how bits work. Premise set a punchline.
What Andre Lunin did last year, filling in for Thibaut Courtois, was sensational. Yeah. He was amazing. So much so that even when Courtois got back at the end of the year, there were question marks.
You must have been literally word for word what I just said.
If you go to that point, this conversation it's easy. You're going with Lunin all day, every day, off of recent performances and experience.
Okay. Goalkeeper, check.
There we go.
Okay, Troy, let's move it over to the defenders in the back line.
Okay.
Who do you give the edge to in that category?
You're going through what have you done in your past versus what can you become. So Barcelona, a lot younger, so much talent. We're seeing the players with this could be a really good team moving forward. But Rudiger, you have to put your he's the one who just tips it in the favour of Real Madrid for me. But as a collective, it's so nip and tuck. It's what you like to look at. If I was going to build a team moving forward, I'd probably take the Barcelona back four. But for this particular question, Real Madrid.
I think that's exactly
on the
right.
Day.
If you ask a year later, the conversation might be different. But for right now, you got to go with Real Madrid.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Troy nailed it.
Whoa.
Wow. That's the first time it's been nice to me.
Actually, he just triggered me by You said the same thing I said before.
Expecting that reaction.
Literally copy what I said, but this guy gets it right.
Not at all. You came in with the, I don't know.
Yeah, that's my accent. That's what it is. Only when I'm talking to a police officer. Excuse me, officer. I don't know what you're saying. I was just helping children in an orphanage.
Oh, wow.
I'm on my way to help them right now, speeding.
Okay. Charlie, let's take a look at the midfield.
Yes.
The midfield.
Shall we? So we're looking at the same thing. This is a competitive side for both. I think Barcelona, even when you have some injuries, these three have pulled their weight. But Real Madrid, are you kidding me? Jude Bellingham, Tchouaméni, Valverde, Camavinga. This is a squad. Experience, quality, they're dynamic, they cover so much ground. I think they're more physical. Real Madrid takes the cake here.
Yeah.
It's almost it's almost frustrating to see all those names on the left and know they all play for the same team.
Yeah, I was literally thinking the exact same thing.
And also you've got Modric just to add when they get tired.
Sprinkle in a legend.
Oh, go ahead and control the tempo.
A Ballon d'Or winner. It's fine, as you do. All right, let's take it up top, Troy.
Yes, sir.
Let's
have
break
a
down
look.
these forwards. Who we giving the edge to in this
I
one?
would have liked to see Frankie de Jong, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be in Barca. But look,
But wait, form this year.
it's pick your poison. Though,
You
isn't
could
it?
also
It's
throw Rodrigo in here as well. Just
Yeah, I
Certainly.
think,
Did he not pick up
injured.
an- Yeah, I
know, but
He's
just-
injured.
He's
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
available.
Yeah, so I think when you look at this, if you was to pick based off literally the last game you played, I'd still go with Vinicius Jr. even though
Nah, you
they
bugging.
both scored a hat-trick
You bugging.
over Rafinha.
Rafinha's having an incredible season. Robert Lewandowski's back. He looks like he's
Vinicius
gone
Jr. is just about to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
what are you talking
for
about?
last year's performance.
No.
I don't mind. Kylian Mbappe.
Did you
I don't
see
think
him
is-
in Champions
Yes.
League?
Yes, look.
Okay.
Lamine
Just
Yamal.
checking.
Lamine Yamal is hold on. Lamine Yamal is an incredible player. He's having an incredible season. Robert Lewandowski's having an incredible
Yeah.
season. Rafinha's having an incredible season.
The only one you could
I
argue
could
is
still-
Mbappe is not up to standard
Right.
just yet.
And I'm sure he will get there before the end of
Yeah.
the season. But for right now, I might, and I'm talking 51-49, go for Barca's front line versus.
I can
Okay.
see Troy's eye twitching.
yeah.
So we're going to say to the two ex-footballers, what are you picking?
I'm going Madrid.
There you go.
Okay.
So
Junior and Mbappe.
the expertise in the room is going there.
And
But I'm with you.
But also throw into the fact that the way Barca plays.
That's what I'm saying. That high line, it just
You're-
plays to their strengths.
If they're gonna play, and I would expect them to play that same way
Yeah.
too. Of just
Wait, this isn't Pep Guardiola's Barca. They get a little bit more direct under Hansi Flick. They also can counter, and you also
Absolutely.
got Lamine Yamal. This isn't a one-trick pony.
No, I agree with
they
that.
also do the same thing.
But you also said if they press high like they did in the week, no one's catching those two guys when they're up to speed. You're not catching them.
Oh,
so
that whole
I think it's
back
a really
line?
interesting game.
It's going to
It
be
is.
fascinating. Okay.
Lucas Vazquez is not exactly catching anyone either. All right, here we go. All
Such
right.
a hater.
Militao catching who?
Militao is with Lewandowski. Lewandowski's not a
No,
partner.
but if you got somebody coming out on the wings, high speed, you're sitting here talking about like, oh, you can't catch Vinicius, which I agree with. But let's stop acting like they got three Robert Lewandowskis on Barcelona.
What we just saw there is Madrid going with 4 in the midfield. So it's a 4-4-2, which I think suits them actually better.
100%.
Gives them more balance.
Gives them a little bit more of a
And
lower
now
block.
you have 2 strikers who are one-on-one merchants. They will take anyone one-on-one. They have the pace, the quickness, all that. Now the 3 with Barcelona, it's easier for Real Madrid
It is
to mark 2 with the pace that they have.
Yeah.
And Lamine Yamal is always going to cut inside. He's not going to stretch.
And just to that
100%.
same point, though, Charlie, the 2 up front will go there. They'll go play in those areas where they want to get the overload with the fullbacks. So you're going to leave spaces on the wide area with the 2 centre-backs. Now, if you're a centre-back, you don't want to be out there. And
Right.
if you have to go against those
But we
2
also
guys,
just
guess
saw-
who's going to
just
have
saw
success
Rafinha
because
do
of that? Jude Bellingham.
absolutely, through the middle.
Jude is going to have, again, back to what
Okay.
we saw last year when you have
Okay.
2 players who are creating that space for Jude to run into.
Quickly before we go to break, managerial side of this matchup. Who has the edge there?
Come on.
Don Carlo
Yeah, you've won
or
so many
Hansi?
Champions League. It's Don Carlo.
With all due respect,
Hansi Flick having a great
I think
He is
he's-
having a
He's
sensational
surpassed
season.
all expectations, honestly. But Carlo,
Look-
Ancelotti.
Look at the trophies, bro.
I know.
It depends what you like. So if you want a man manager and a winner, Carlo Ancelotti. If you want a tactician and somebody who can
Well,
change
okay,
and
so
coach.
let's talk about tactically then in this one. What manager do you trust more tactically to get it right,
Tactically,
facing?
this
each
is.
other.
I'm going to sit on the fence, but you
Because
bear with
I
me.
think Hansi might have the edge
Yeah, I think
in
Hansi
that
will
regard.
do it, but I also think that Carlo can fix the problems.
He can make
Every time at
adjustments.
halftime he
Yeah.
adjusts and goes,
Yes.
right, we need to do this and that.
He is a master.
So, yeah,
a
you're sitting on the
master at
fence,
The adjustments
but-
and the substitutions. and-
Absolutely.
Well, I think the 4-4-2 is going to really work in Madrid's favor. I think the balance was off a little bit when you had Mbappe and Rodrigo and Vinny Jr. and trying to figure out that dynamic within the midfield because Jude Bellingham all of a sudden went from mercurial goal scorer to back to defensive midfielder and doing all the dirty work, where now he can
Yeah.
venture forward a little bit more, and I think Madrid will benefit from that.